Hi, I'm Rachel. I live in Sydney, Australia, and this is what Michael Arandra's doing right now.
Okay, maybe once and for all, we will fix this G-dang drone. So the whole reason I had to take this apart is after gluing this thing back together, I needed to thread this cable through that hole. And I think now that I've done that, I just need to reattach everything and close everything up, and hopefully this will work. My optimism about this working after I put the whole thing together again is not as high as it could be. I put the thing back together. I think I put all the screws back where they belong. So now all that's left is to put some propellers on it, stick a battery in it, and see what happens. I don't plan on doing anything extravagant with it. I just want to like have it hover, check that the camera is still controllable, and then if it is, we'll pack it up and go on our walk. Okay, so it says camera sensor error.
Is that good?
No. That means it can't see anything. Can't think of anything that I didn't connect. Maybe it was more damaged than I thought. Yeah, there's something wrong with the camera. I at least can see if this part still works.
I'm gonna hold me.
The forward vision sensors are also having an error. I might have to take this to professional. Well, at least we tried. Sometimes in life, that's all you can ask for. So we do this all the time.
Yeah, that all the time.
The dog has something in its mouth and we don't know what it is. It might be wood.
I hope it's wood. I really do. That's a kangaroo leg.
How often does it happen to be the case that your dogs have kangaroo legs in their mouths?
It's rare, but sometimes when we take them for walks, somehow they come back with a...
Just the leg?
Just the leg. Because a lot of kangaroos try jumping over fences and some get their legs caught and it kind of rips the legs apart.
Australia is a brutal place.
When we go for a walk, you might see...
Just a leg?
Yeah,
it looks like a root or something.
I think it's meat, but I hope it's something my parents gave them. Because that's something from there, from the bush.
What are you eating?
I think that's a pig foot. I hope it's a pig foot.
Huh. All right, we're going on an adventure and I've activated head GoPro mode. This is Kelsey's favorite mode. See how much of a mark on my forehead that made. That's intense. Yeah.
That's stylized.
Nice. What? All right, we got back from our hike. I had a shower because I was really sweaty and smelly. And I think our next order of business is burgers. There's the greasy, the double deluxe, the dirty bird, full service, Nimbin, pit stop, stakeout, and Wanda.
And they have milkshakes as well.
That's what I like. Right, dog? Right. All right, we're all packed up. Off to get some burgers, and then I've got to catch a bus to Sydney at 7 o'clock. Hopefully between burgers and the bus, we have time to go see some animals. This is the Grease Monkey Burger place.
Got the good
burgers you'll go ape shit over. I think these are my favorite French fries from this trip so far. They have a very pleasant spice on them.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
They are very good. They are very good.
This is very tasty. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. The thing that's holding it back is the bacon that they used isn't crispy bacon. It's just kind of like ham, and that texture is a little bit too rubbery for me. But overall, this is pretty good. It's got a slight hint of sweet barbecue sauce. I generally don't like barbecue very much, but on this, I think it's a nice flavor tone that isn't too overwhelming. I think I would at least call this my favorite burger from outside of Sydney so far. So, where have you brought us?
I have brought you to Timbimbilla, which is a great place to see kangaroos, emus, and anything Australian really.
So at this intersection here, turn right. That'll take you down to the animal sanctuary. So the eucalypt forest is where we have our koalas. When you walk around the wetlands, stop at Pond 4 and the weir. That's where you're most likely to see the platypus.
Oh wow.
Victor, do you know what I've decided?
What have you decided?
I've decided that I think with some practice, you could probably do a pretty good parody of Gordon Ramsay.
Why's that?
I think you look vaguely like him, and some of your mannerisms are similar to the way that he acts in the...
Really? How so?
I don't know, you've got a Gordon Ramsay-ness about you.
I'll put into practice, and if I feel something, I feel a connection, I'll definitely make a video out of it.
Yeah?
Dedicated to Michael Aranda.
Thanks. I don't have service anymore here. It says SOS only, which means I can't check in on Swarm because it can't locate me. I'm not sure even what the point is of going into nature if I can't get internet points for doing so. This place reminds me a lot of Jurassic Park. There's lots of electric fences to keep animals in or out of areas. And the landscape has these big rolling hills. And because I'm not used to hearing a lot of these bird sounds, the ambience is really exotic. We're coming up right now to an area where the lady up at the visitor center said we might be able to see some platypus. Platypuses? Platypi? I don't know how that works. is apparently the pond where the platypus are often seen. I, however, do not see any. They must be hiding. What would you do if, while we were here, all of a sudden a 20-meter long platypus rose up out of this pond?
Film it, obviously. It would go viral.
We would probably go viral, yes. At the very least, we have this platypus made of metal to look at. Is that how big they are? That seems too big.
No, they're a lot bigger than that. They're about 20 meters.
Oh, good. The more time I spend here, the more it feels like I'm in a real life version of The Witness or Lost or something. The whole place has a vaguely abandoned feel to it. Like, what are these speakers up here for? This is like a weird shrine around this rock in the middle. This place is unique. Come on, platypus.
Oh yeah, that's one. That's one. Michael, get it.
That's a platypus?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious.
That's a duck, isn't it?
No, it's a platypus.
Come here, platypus. Platyplease. If only we could Google how long they can hold their breath.
I mean, I'd love to, but
we have no service.
We've got no service. Yeah.
Well, I saw the ass end of a platypus. How does it not fall out? I'm just chilling here with some friends that I made, you know, like you do in Australia. What's up, guys? I don't have any food. Sorry. This one's got a joey. So many of them just hanging around staring at us. Well, I gotta catch a bus back to Sydney. It's also starting to rain. Bye, friends. Bye. So, Toby, how does it make you feel that you came up to me in Melbourne just wanting a photo, and then we ended up going on a road trip and meeting some kangaroos together?
So I think the phrase I used just before is wanted a photo, Nek Minnit road trip. It's pretty crazy, but life is crazy, and I'm embracing the unexpected right now, so that's good.
I don't think Americans are going to understand what Nek Minnit means.
Yeah, it's very Australian. A long time ago, there was this Australian video of some guy who, bogan, I don't know if you guys use the term bogan, and he said Nek Minnit, and then something unexpected happened. And now, since then, every Australian has used Nek Minnit when referring to something unexpected is happening.
It was a Kiwi guy.
Oh, Kiwi.
It was a Kiwi, and he says, left my scooter outside the dairy, Nek Minnit, and the scooter gets stolen. It was just sort of that kind of culture. But, it means, yeah, something a quick escalation of events or something you didn't expect.
I don't quite know if I understand it, to be honest, but I believe you. And Victor,
Oh yeah.
you and I briefly met at the same time. We had dinner at the burger place across the street from the exhibition center, and then you offered me a place at your house here in Canberra.
Yes. Hope you enjoyed your stay.
I did enjoy my stay.
It's good to hear.
I've said this to several people during this trip. I don't know if I've said it to the camera, but my favorite way to travel is to embed myself in the lives of people who live in the place I'm traveling to. It's a much more immersive, enlightening, engaging way to travel opposed to just staying in hotels. Not to mention cheaper. Granted, I know that not everybody has the luxury of a large Twitter following upon which to source places to stay, but I don't know, there's couch surfing websites. I think this was a good trip.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to come back.
And I think everybody in the vlog is going to be excited for when you guys come visit Missoula.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get your American citizenship and come move to Missoula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you do your Gordon Ramsay impression.
How did that start?
slept for that whole bus ride. Felt just like sleeping on an airplane. I now have to catch a train to Chris's house, and then I've got like 6 hours to sleep, and then it's time to go to the airport. I made it back to Chris's house.
Yay!
I think my flight out of Sydney tomorrow morning is at like 9:30.
Okay.
Which means I should probably be at
Well,
the
for an
airport
international
at
flight.
7:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
So I'll aim for 7. If I get the train from McDonaldtown by 6:30, that should be good, right?
I go 6:15,
Okay.
just to be safe.
Okay. So I'll probably be waking up at like 6 o'clock. I'm taking off at 9:30ish and then landing at 6:30 a.m. on the same day in Los Angeles. So I'm spending 14 hours in the air
And
to
then how
go
long
back
are you
in
gonna
time
be?
3 hours.
Are you gonna get out at LA and go to In-N-Out?
I only have a couple hour layover in Los Angeles this time. I have a longer layover in Salt Lake City, so I could leave
So
the
you can
airport
go
in
hang
Salt
out
Lake
with
City.
Mormons and...
Yeah?
Do they have Book of Mormon just on repeat there?
I don't actually know.
Well, guess what? It's bloody coming to Sydney. America, you. We've got it all. Have you seen it?
I've listened to parts of the soundtrack. I was kind of trying to steer clear of it, but
Yeah, I tried to steer clear of Hamilton as well, but Hamilton has just like taken over the entire artistic, nerdy world.
I have managed to avoid Hamilton so far.
Oh, I'm not gonna waste my shot. No, throw away. I'm not throwing away my shot. Look, I like the song.